The Lieutenant Governor for the great state of North Dakota, Drew Wrigley, is here. Hello, Drew.
Good morning, Scott. Hello to you and your listeners. Thanks for having me.
And busy day today. I know you worked a lot on this workforce issue, so let's start talking about your panel today. All-star lineup, Steve Burian from AE2S. We talked actually yesterday in the program to his partner, Charlie Veen. I love the story of AE2S. Like
Great
so many stories in North Dakota, started in the basement, literally, of a downtown Grand Forks building, and, 2 employees, and now grows into a company that's serving people all over.
Yeah, Steve co-founded that business in 1991 while he was still a graduate school.
Yeah, he was still in school. That's right.
Yeah,
that's amazing. And then Bev Adams from Sanford Health, obviously, healthcare, well-known. Their challenges in recruiting nurses and the shortages and everything else. Yeah. David Batchelor from Apario, comes from the famous Batchelor family that has done a lot of things in technology and agriculture in this part of the world. And Apario is doing great things. And then Sherry Olson from Evolution One, which is also doing a lot these days. So what's the main goal here? What are we going to take away from the panel?
Well, we're going to be looking at both what are their challenges in workforce recruitment and retention, and then also what are the solutions that they're finding that are working for them. Because even the companies that do have more openings here, and there are a lot, and that is one of the work challenges here in North Dakota, but they are attracting a robust number of applicants for their jobs. They're bringing in people. We're the fastest growing state in America, and people are coming here to access the opportunity in this economy. So we want to hear what they're doing that's working, and maybe we can cross-pollinate a little bit, and other folks can pick up that information, and we can continue to thrive and work to draw in workforce, the new pioneers coming into our state.
So do you hear from these folks regularly in the governor's office? I mean, they come in there saying, hey, we want to grow, we want to expand, but we can't get workforce. I mean, is this a major problem for business leaders?
Yes and no. Yes, that we do hear about that as an issue, but at the end of the day, the government doesn't run these companies. We want to be their partner, though, from making sure that the state is doing the things to maintain the tax and regulatory environment, that remains a positive business climate, that they can grow here in our state, and then anything else that we can do to help them attract that workforce. We want to partner with them. So we do hear about it along those lines. This morning, the governor and I had a breakfast with a lot of business leaders from the area before the summit began. They were going around the table, Scott. Some of the numbers are really astonishing for the number of openings that they have, and I'll let them be the ones to share it. But some of these entities you're talking about in healthcare and manufacturing, whatever else, computer sciences, et cetera, out at Microsoft and others, they've got real challenges, and we want to make sure that the state's doing our job to partner with them and help them get the message out. This summit, by the way, today, the Governor's Summit on Economic Growth, I think is just one such opportunity for people to be talking in a public setting about what the challenges are and then how we reach solutions. Yeah,
there's the key, right? Because from what you're hearing from them and what we're hearing today, do you believe that this is stunting our growth in North Dakota? Is the challenge in recruiting a workforce holding us back at all?
I think that what it is, it shows how rapidly the economy has expanded, and it expanded more rapidly than you can move people here. I mean, you can create those jobs, but it is something. It takes some wherewithal to pick up yourself and your family and move from one state to another and go to a different region in the country. So that is going to be a little slower, but it is catching up, and that is what you see in those numbers that reflect we are the fastest growing state in America, and I think that's going to continue on. The national economy remains very sluggish, but here in North Dakota, we continue on with growth, and we continue on, with the strategies that have worked so far.
We had a text from a listener earlier, a 21-year-old by the name of Quentin from out in the Bakken. And he said, I may only be 21, but I worry about the morals and work ethics of young people. It's my belief that all young people should spend an entire summer working on a farm or ranch so they appreciate what they have and know where it comes from. But here's a 21-year-old working in the Bakken. I mean, when you talk to companies, either that are new here or are here, is the work ethic of our worker better than most?
I think it's one of the reasons that our companies are business enterprises have done so well in the past and continue to, is that there is a strong work ethic in this part of the world. If people come to our state seeking to access those economic opportunities, they're going to have to perform at a high level. They're going to have a strong work ethic. They're going to have to be creative, hardworking people. And you see that again and again. I remember some years back I had a tour out at Microsoft, and we were going around. Don Morton was actually leading me around the premises there, and he started talking about their productivity numbers and how they so vastly outpaced so many other of the other footprints of Microsoft around the globe. And that's a great company, obviously, and they're proud of all of their locations. But their productivity here in North Dakota was so extraordinary that it helped overcome some of the other issues that you might have in attracting workforce. When you have that level of productivity, when you have that level of work ethic and you can count on your employees, it means something for a business. They can expand and they can know they can count on that workforce up ahead. The challenge of having to draw people into that workforce is real, Scott. But once they're here, if they're going to succeed, they're going to have to meet the ethic standards here in North Dakota, and I think that's going to be the case.
On solutions, there's a campaign out there called Find the Good Life in North Dakota. You were actually part of the launch of that effort and came on the program. Is that working? I mean, I know it's kind of a marketing feel-good thing, but is it working?
Right. It's interesting. I wouldn't develop that. I just was involved in helping them launch and trying to get some attention to the project. And it's a public-private partnership. And I talked with Sarah Otte Coleman a while back about that very thing. And they're following the metrics of the number of people that are trying to access jobs and applying for things here in North Dakota. And with a little bit of a slowdown right now in the oil patch and elsewhere around the state, a little bit, it's tough to read it. But what I hear are all sound good. They feel like it is getting the word out around the country, and it takes a little while, as you can imagine, though, to get people to feel like, man, I'm willing to. Things have become so difficult here in Utah or Arizona or over in Arkansas, wherever, that I'm going to actually pick up my family and move to access a new job opportunity in North Dakota. That takes a little while. So it's got to be a sustained effort, and it is, and we're going to continue that because it's really the best prospect we have to keep this, to continue to fuel this economy that we have in North Dakota. When you've got about 17,000 unfilled jobs right now in the state, when you've got that, every one of those jobs represents unrealized potential in our workplace. So we're serious about these efforts, and we want to, as I said, continue to partner with businesses, bring people in I keep referring to them, and I think it's appropriate, as the new wave of pioneers. And it won't be long, and there'll be a second and third generation of those families, and the first ones came here to access opportunity. 90
seconds left here, but I want to ask you about two other things. One, you have been in the news a little bit lately since we've had a chance to visit with you on the air, and just want to make sure you know that a lot of our listeners have called about that and have offered a lot of support at a difficult time for you. So I hope you understand there's a lot of people out there that we're sorry to see you not run for governor and support you at a difficult personal time.
Hey, listen, Kathleen and I have felt the grace-filled nature of people here in North Dakota across these many weeks. We appreciate that support very much. The issue of whether to run for governor or not was one that we concluded it wasn't the right time for us and for our family. And, we've got peace with that decision, and we recognize and want to thank people for that support. We felt that it was there, but family comes first, and we made that decision, and we move forward. We'll see what comes along the line, but I've got 14 months remaining on my term as lieutenant governor. I'm enjoying the work very much, and we've got important work yet to do.
Forum News Service story today suggests that one of the possible things in your future has been removed off the table, a run for, or rather an interest in the presidency at UND. Was that an accurate story?
Well, it was interesting because the headline that I read certainly didn't match up with my quotes. That I was discussing the idea of being an interim University of North Dakota president, and the point that I was trying to make was that that wouldn't interest me because I had these 14 months remaining on my term that I intend to fulfill. And that was the context in which I was discussing it. But, boy, anyone who's ever graduated from that university, like myself, or anyone who's been associated with that university, to have their name spoken in the same breath as the title president is flattering. And it's just a remarkable place that I love very much. It's important to my entire family, and my dad, my uncles, myself, my little sister, graduates of that fine institution. And my wife and I just really haven't made any decisions about what to pursue up ahead, but we'll let you know when we do.
Sounds good. Thank you,
thanks.
Drew.
Thank you.